afternoon. You're tuned into the Hall Report. Tonight, I have 3 special guests in the studio explaining to me the future of human genetic engineering. I have a quote here that says, by the year 2012, the entire population will be genetically engineered superhumans. Wait, this stat is from 1990. Who gave me this? Regardless, the field of science is always changing, but the topic has become very popular. The most recent discovery in the genetic field has led to much controversy. I was able to look into this subject a little more and discover why these crazy scientists are causing so much debate. Dr. Brewer, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Alright, so based on my expert research, I've concluded that all you genetic researchers are just science nerds that like to kill babies, correct?
No, Lisa, we are not just science nerds. All of our head researchers and many of our staff have doctorate-level degrees in this field. They have given their lives to the field of genetic research and are very committed and determined to use their research for good. There is nothing malicious about our research, and no, we did not kill babies.
So your research is malicious? What are you planning to create? An army of genetically engineered superhumans to take over the world?
No, there is nothing military about our research. We are focused on changing the flaws of the human genetic code, but not so far as to enhance humans to become super soldiers. The important thing here is that there are credible individuals working to improve the genetic code of our race.
You say you're credible, and you mentioned that your staff and you yourself have a doctorate degree. Which online college did you go to? I hear that it's pretty easy to be a doctor these days.
Lisa, I'm not quite sure you understand. I graduated from NYU's medical school and did my residency in infertility and gynecology. I spent 5 years in medical school and did 4 years in my residency. I assure you that it is no easy task to become a doctor.
If you say so. Now, if everything you say is true, the government must be paying you to lie.
I assure you that our research facility is not federally supported whatsoever. We are independent researchers and receive donations from many private organizations. However, the content of my salary is none of your business. No offense.
Oh, offense is taken. Thank you, Dr. Brewer.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we've just heard from Dr. Brewer and all that he has to brag about, him and his credibility. Let's see if we ourselves can be a little more credible as we turn to Dr. Greene, trying to explain how this process works.
First of all, I'd just like to say how important disease research is, as 12 million Americans are directly affected by genetic diseases.
That is just marvelous, but see, this is my show, and I'd like to have the first word, and I'd just like to say how important that is. Now, where were we? Oh right, genetic engineering. Well, I know what that is, obviously, but why don't you tell everyone else?
Okay, well, genetic engineering is a very fast field, but we're focusing directly on the medical avenue it can take and how it pertains to disease research. Specifically, genetic engineering in this form involves the understanding and manipulating of genes to change a person's genetic material to help fight or prevent disease. To do this, DNA or RNA is inserted into mutated cells directly because they aren't healthy enough on their own.
Wow, so many words, so many words. That got a little boring, I'm just being honest. Basically, what I heard is that you manipulate genes. I like my genes to not be messed with, and I think most people would agree. I will not be manipulated. So how does aggravating genes help people?
The genes aren't being manipulated in the way that they're being bullied. They're being altered to help fight disease. There are some studies currently being done in areas like Parkinson's disease and cancer, just to name a few.
Okay, those are legitimate causes. I'm starting to see. But let's just say this. Genes are this big. So how is all this being done exactly? Tell me that.
That's a good question. I can tell you how Parkinson's is being studied. Gene medicine is being infused into their patients' brains, not their genes directly. There are many ways in which genetic disease can be researched to be cured.
Interesting. However, this sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. How are these patients doing now?
Well, actually, 3 years after treatment, 10 patients showed up to a 37% improvement.
That is incredible. I'm sure only great things will come from genetic research. Thank you for being here, Dr. Greene.
Thank you for having me.
I'll admit it, I just learned a lot from Dr. Greene, and I'm sure a lot of my viewers did too. To finish off the series, we'll hear from Dr. Hafer. She's here to tell us a bit of a personal story that defines her work. Let's hear it. So, Dr. Hafer, let me get this straight. You're able to be a part of the cure for tuberous sclerosis?
No. What happened was monumental, and my family and I were very grateful to the doctors that did help treat my sister's tuberous sclerosis. In fact, the research and results done at Cincinnati Children's Hospital in 1999 paved the road for many additional success stories.
So if the doctors are doing all this paving, how are they treating the patients? Kidding. Earlier, Laken was telling me about the steps of genetic engineering, but you're here to give me a bigger picture, right?
Yes, I want to be able to share the great work that has been done for this particular disease, but also mainly spread awareness for all the genetic diseases.
You're going to spread genetic diseases?
No, Lisa. The thing is, genetic diseases are completely random. That's the whole trouble. That's the reason engineers are involved. They need to be able to fix these mutations while doctors figure out how to treat the illnesses.
Okay, I think we're on the same page now. You mentioned a lot about what we can do to help spread the diseases. I mean, awareness.
Yes, it's really easy, and there are tons of ways. There's a worldwide organization called the Genes for Gene Project, along with countless smaller organizations looking for donations, but mainly looking to inform people about these diseases. Most of these organizations have fundraisers throughout the year, and many host a 5K benefit run in larger cities so that the public is introduced to the information on the widespread illnesses. The more people know, the more people can help, and that's what we're trying to do.
Great. We're all trying to help, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Hafer.
Thank you.
Wow, I was very skeptical at the beginning of this, but after hearing from Dr. Brewer, Greene, and Hafer, I myself will start spreading awareness for the cure of genetic diseases. Who knew it was such a specific area of study, and that so many people were affected, and therefore can be helped? Finally, and that it's so easy to get involved. I'm going to have to dig out my running shoes and sign up for a 5K benefit run this weekend. Until next time, I'm Lisa, and you've been watching The Hall Report.